Hi everybody, this is Rick in the studio. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Rick Surowicz Watercolor. At any time, if you wish to subscribe to my channel, you can click on the link that appears in the lower right hand corner. I'll be doing a holiday card series again this year. This will be the 5th year in a row that I've done this. This will be my 2024 holiday card series. And with each card that I do, there'll be a short video, access to a template, and also a reference photo of the card. These are all intended to be very simple cards that you can paint on your own. And to access the links for the reference material, the template, and the video, just click on the link that appears in the video description. So I hope you have a happy holiday, and I hope you enjoy painting these cards. Okay, we're ready to begin working on this card, and what you're looking at right now is the template. This is a setup for a 5x7" card, and it's just a line drawing. You'll find the link to all the reference material in the description of this video, and you'll find the link for this template on my website that link will take you to. So you can transfer this a number of different ways to a piece of watercolor paper, or you can use the card stock that is available that is already pre-made into a card, and you can use that. So what I'm going to do for this particular card is I'm going to splatter a little bit of masking fluid on there, and I have a jar of it. You can squeeze it out of a bottle, but I'm going to use this toothbrush, and I'm going to dip my toothbrush in here and take off the excess. I'm trying to avoid big drops. So I'll pull the bristles back and let that fly a little bit, and then I'll also, what gives me a larger drop is to tap it on my hands. Sometimes you'll get too big a drop. That's why I like to use spray the bristles first. It gives me a fine spray, and then I tap it, and it gives me a little larger drop. And if you get, this one's a little large, so if you get any that are a little too large, let this dry, and once it's dry, before you begin to paint, you can remove any that you don't like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to let this air dry, and then I'll begin painting. Okay, my masking fluid is dry, and now I'm going to go ahead and start painting. I'm going to paint the background, the sky, and I'm just going to paint it with a dark royal, this is royal blue, just a dark flat wash. You could use any color you want. You can make it a blue violet, you could make it violet, you can make it any blue or really a gray tone, whatever you want. And I want this to be a fairly dark value. I want to see that kind of snow blowing around. So got a pretty good puddle here, and I want to maintain a nice bead of water here so I don't get any hard edges. And I'm going to take my smaller brush at the moment so that I can carve out the sharp edges of this tree. Really all these trees. Make sure I keep that edge wet while I do this. Okay, now I'm going to go to my little bigger brush and kind of fill that in. It's just a flat wash that I'm doing. Okay, I want this to stay dark. Could switch to a little bigger brush, but we'll just get through this. Right, I need to make sure I have my brush loaded so it goes around all the texture from the masking fluid that's splattered here, or I'll get a bunch of dry brush edges. I want to have nice clean edges around that. Bring that down. Okay, let me get the smaller brush here so I can keep these tight angles here on the tree. Okay, so I've got my wash there, and you can see the pattern from the splattered masking fluid that will give me the the suggestion of snow. Let's see. Well, I have this color. I'm going to paint kind of underneath the roof to suggest a kind of a snowy covering, and this is just the edge. Take some clear water and soften this just a little bit. Okay, and I'll take the wash or water that down just a little, give me a little lighter value. Take some clear water, just put some kind of shadows in the snow-covered roof. I don't want to get carried away. I'm trying to keep these these Christmas cards I do very simple. And a little bit here. Okay, there we go. So while I'm working with this blue, it's an opportunity to paint the edge here on the roll of the land, kind of the drifting snow. Now I'm going to take some clear water and soften that. Some more clear water. Lift off a little of that just to give me a nice edge, smooth gradation. Okay, same thing here. Okay, I'm going to leave this here, I think. Okay. Now, before I dry this, I'm going to take some, this is gamboge. I'm going to paint my windows. Like they're light at night, the lights are on at night. Okay, now I'm going to give that a dry. Actually, one other thing I'm going to do while I can, I'm going to take some red. This is pyro red. Just take a bright red. I'm going to paint my Christmas ornaments. Okay, now let me give this a dry, and then we'll continue. All right, that's dry, and I'm going to take some sap green and mix it to my royal blue. Add a little more blue to that. I want a blue-green. Kind of what I have there, and I'm going to take just a touch of alizarin crimson to gray that just a little bit. Alright, so now I'm just going to go ahead and paint in my trees here. Make sure you keep that brush loaded so you get nice coverage. Now let that bead do the work for you. Let the paper and the texture. You don't want it to look like a bunch of, like it has poor coverage. clean edge. I went a little bit over that. Don't like what I did to that edge there. I'm gonna clean that up just a little bit. All right. Now I got a tree over here and here. And I'm just gonna paint that with the same colors here. The contrasting shows that edge. Okay, so now let's see. I'm gonna take a little bit of alizarin crimson. Let's see what we get here, and take a little bit of royal blue. And let's see, I'm not quite getting what I want there. Let's need a little bit more red in there. And I add some of my royal blue. Start to move this towards a violet. And then I'm going to add a little bit of raw sienna to that. Okay. So now I'm going to paint my structure. I need a little smaller tip there. That 8 round brush of mine is kind of a blunt edge. So give the suggestion of ice kind of hanging off the rooftop here a little bit. I want to show the edge of that snowbank. And I want that to be just a shade darker on this side. So I'm going to dry this. Actually, before I do, I'm going to paint this side of the chimney up here. I'm going to dry this, and then I'm going to add a little bit of water to this and make it just a little lighter on the front. So let me give this a dry. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of water to this, thin this out. I can see that edge. And maybe a little darker up here at the top, so it's kind of shadowed. Okay, if I want it, I could put just a touch darker here. Strengthen that edge a little bit. Put a little shadow under there. And let's see, just a bit of a wash here on the front. All right. I want to make just a little bit of a light mark here to suggest this edge. Okay, I'm going to give this a dry. Let's dry. What I want to do before I take the mask off is I have just show the little texture of the frame, part of the frame in the window here at night. And give that a quick dry. Actually, I'm going to take just a little bit of my royal blue and just strengthen the edge just a little bit there. That's enough. I don't want to get too fussy with it. So let's give that a dry, and then I'll take off the masking fluid. Okay, so now I'm going to take the, let's pick up the eraser and lift off my masking fluid. Give me the suggestion of a snowy night. And I'm going to kind of repeat that texture just a little bit. Well, that's a little too big. Let me take some moisture off here. Just try and create a little bit of a echo that texture with a darker kind of shadowed snowflake. So not a lot, just a little bit. Let me give that a quick dry. Okay, you could fuss with this more if you wanted. Just gonna keep this simple. Get my tape off. Alright, and there you can see how we have the nice edge around the card and just a little snowy scene. So I hope you enjoy painting that.